Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be ranking every single platinum that I obtained for this year, 2025. I have obtained 22 platinums in total. You can see every single game at the bottom right there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the ranking. So we are going to be going in order of which I did obtain these trophies. So starting off at number 1, we have Days Gone, the PS4 version. I played this at the beginning of last year and I finished it actually January 1st of this year at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we'll count it. Anyway, I will go ahead. I'll put this one in probably, let's see, I'm teetering. We'll go C tier for now. I'm going to be rating everything based off of the actual platinum experience, not just the actual game itself, because if we did that, this list would be completely different. So we're just going to be going off of the platinum experience. So anyway, moving on, we have, let's see, Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Earthblood. Boy, that's a mouthful. This was my second platinum that I got. This one was actually pretty fun. It was a little short. The game itself, it wasn't bad. It was from an indie developer, I believe, and it's a part of the Vampire Werewolf universe. If you guys know anything about that, they actually did just come out with a new Vampire Masquerade game, which I actually am probably going to be playing. So watch out for that one. Anyway, for this one, I did actually have quite a bit of fun with this. The soundtrack is completely badass. The main song that plays when you first boot up the game, it completely sets the tone for the entire experience. It is truly badass. The trophies are awesome. Nothing super difficult here at all. There is one sort of glitched trophy, but as long as you follow the guide, it's not too hard to miss. So for this one, I think I'm also going to put it in a C tier. Up next, we have Uncharted Drake's Fortune. So the first Uncharted game. This is going to be the, I guess, sort of remastered ones that they came out with on the PS4. So this is the only one that I've actually played so far. I do want to get into the other ones. So if anyone wants to see that, I'm probably going to play them regardless. So, but for this one was actually pretty fun. Really good experience. It's my first time actually ever playing the Uncharted games, because when I was growing up, I played on Xbox, so I never got to experience these as they were being made, as they were coming out. So for this one, overall, I'm going to give it a B tier. Solid trophy grind. The speed run isn't super difficult. Everything is just, it's really fun in this game. It's a really overall great experience. Next, we have Crysis Remastered. Also the first time that I have ever played the first Crysis game, due to the main reason being that it was a PC game when it originally came out. So obviously didn't get to play that. I did not have a PC, nothing that could run Crysis when I was growing up, that's for sure. So never got to play that. This one, it's an older game for sure. It plays like an older game. It's not bad. The trophies are interesting. The story is kind of difficult to follow. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with C on this one. It's just a little bit interesting. They didn't really crack the formula for what they were wanting to do until the next game, which up next I did do Crysis 2 Remastered. This one was a little bit better. The trophies were a lot more straightforward. This one was more Call of Duty-like in its structure, which is pretty sure what they were going for at the time, trying to grab the Call of Duty audience. But for this one, I'm probably, even though it is better than the first Crysis game, in my opinion, I'm still going to have to put it at a C tier. The trophies were still not bad at all, but it's more or less, the enjoyability of the actual platinum itself for me. So we're going to put that one in C tier. Skipping over Crysis 3 Remastered, which I have yet to finish. I haven't finished that one yet. Might go back and finish that one sometime, maybe next year. or just whenever I get to it. Anyway, moving on, we have Helldivers 2. This was probably in my top 5 for platinums that I got this year for sure. This was a super fun game. I really don't have any complaints about it. The platinum experience was awesome. I got to play this one with my buddy, so we did the entire platinum together, and that was really fun to do. Really enjoyed that. Trophies are great. Gameplay is great. The community is also great. We got help from randos for one of the trophies. All we had to do was just type in the chat, and they said bet, and they took care of everything. So this one we're going to put as our first A tier game. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Unity. So this one might be a little difficult for me. I really do like Assassin's Creed games, especially the older ones. This one, I guess, is one of the older ones now since it came out. I think it was like 2014 or something. It's been quite a while since it came out. The Platinum experience, however, it's really not great compared to the other ones. I mean, the biggest issue is the multiplayer trophies, in my opinion. Especially for older games, it really kills the Platinum experience, for sure. And while the trophies themselves were not difficult to obtain, because you do have to do the multiplayer trophies, you had to find someone to play with. Thankfully, I do have someone to play with, so it wasn't a huge issue for me. For anyone who is solo platinuming, you're gonna be a little hard pressed on this one, a little difficult. Not to mention the way you can actually play with a buddy. If you do want to play with someone, is you have to go to the exact mission on the map and start the queue at the exact same time, rather than just opening the map and starting the queue from there. For whatever reason, I'm not sure why it was like that, but anyway, not a bad game. Nowhere near as bad as what some people, at least at the time when it first came out, were saying, at least compared to the most recent Assassin's Creed game, which I have yet to play, but I really not, I'm not super, super impressed, nor am I really that excited to play it. So this one, I think we're going to do another C tier. I know we got quite a few of these C tiers so far, but we'll start to mix it up here in a bit. All right, next we have Split Fiction. This one I also did play with a buddy of mine. Super fun. This game is absolutely at its peak when you are playing with a friend. These games, we've actually played all of the, I forget what the developer is, but all of these games we've played: A Way Out, It Takes Two, and then now Split Fiction. I've got all the platinums, and I played them with the same friend for all of them. So this was just chef's kiss. Absolutely, probably this is definitely in the top 5 for this year as well. Another great platinum experience. Trophies were pretty straightforward. The story was great, although maybe a little short. But this was definitely a great trophy experience. Really fun to do. And honestly, I really would do it again. So we're going to put this at A tier. Next, we have Lego Jurassic World. This is the first Lego game that I've actually ever platinumed. So I'm starting to platinum Lego games now, which this one, if this is any indication of how they're going to be, I'm really going to enjoy the Lego platinums. This was really fun. I love Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, love it. Playing as the dinosaurs is really cool. Going through the movies, in the sort of Lego retelling like they do, with the added humor and everything, it was really great. Trophies were very straightforward. There were some puzzle trophies, and obviously, getting the, what was it, 65 million bricks or something like that, 6.5 million, something like that. That was really fun to do, to just play a Lego game like a Lego game, breaking everything, building stuff. Really was a super fun experience for me, especially as my first Lego Platinum. So we're gonna put this one in B tier. It was a little long, for me at least. I know I think the trophy length is probably like 40 hours, I think. So If it maybe were perhaps maybe a little shorter in some areas, or maybe a little longer in some areas, it might have been a little higher. So, but definitely not a bad experience at all. Okay, moving on, we have The Witcher 3. I absolutely cannot stress this enough. Absolutely love The Witcher. This game, I'm sure, like many others, brought me in to the story of The Witcher. I've gone back. I've played the second game. I got into Gwent heavy, heavy. Like it got pretty bad at one point. How bad I got into Gwent for the mobile game. Which I mean, personally, I think the version in the actual game in Witcher 3, I think it's better. I mean, it's much more simplified anyway than the mobile game. Um, but I think the video game version is better. So I played the PS5 version. I have played the PS4 version and platinum that one as well, but I did that a number of years ago. I have also played this game on Xbox as well. So I've probably altogether, I think right now PlayStation says, so with both the PS4 and the PS5, I have, looks like a combined of like 800 hours just on PlayStation of playing this game, and then Lord knows how much on Xbox when I played it on Xbox. I've played this game so much I can recite every single line that every character says. It doesn't matter, main story, side objectives, contracts, everything. I know everything that happens. I've dug into probably an unhealthy amount of lore for this game. I absolutely adore this game, and I am so beyond hyped for The Witcher 4. I have so much faith in CD Projekt Red to deliver another fantastic Witcher experience with The Witcher 4. We're going to be following Ciri in that one, as everyone knows. So I think it's going to be a great addition to the franchise. I think the gameplay is going to be fantastic. The story is going to be fantastic. I'm really interested on how they're going to pick up where this game left off, which this game had multiple endings. So depending on, what, story choices you made, I wonder how they're going to fit that in as well. But anyway, for this game, all in all, platinum experience as well, even though you do have to play it on the hardest difficulty, and it's 7 out of 10. Me personally, I don't know if it's because I've played this game so much that I just understand how to play it, but Death March really wasn't that difficult for me. I know the alchemy build, that everyone uses, that just makes it a cakewalk. So, I mean, the trophies were not difficult for me. So overall, I have to give this one an S tier. I don't know if I'm going to give any other game an S tier, so that really shows how much I actually enjoyed playing this game. I mean, I've played it probably over a dozen times, the entire story all the way through. I platinumed it twice, and I would happily do it again. All right, Witcher Glaze out of the way. Moving up to Jurassic World Evolution, the first Evolution game. This one, it was fun. It was really fun building your own park. I like the dinosaur selection, all of the mods that you can add to the dinosaurs and everything. The trophies aren't super difficult, not anywhere near as difficult as the second game. If anyone has platinum that one, I have not yet, but I am working on it. So, maybe I'll get that one out in a backlog video or something like that if anyone wants to see that as well. But for this game, trophies were great. The story is kind of just sort of there. It's not really, the mainstay of the game, really. So, but 5-starring all the parks, presented a little bit of a challenge. It wasn't, anything super crazy, but I like that it wasn't just do this, do that, you're done. So I did appreciate that. I think we're going to set this one right next to Lego Jurassic World, another B tier. So I think that one was a pretty solid experience as well. All right. Now we have Resident Evil 5. This was obviously the remastered or whatever version you want to call it for PS4. So I know that there's a lot of people who dislike this game for pretty valid reasons. I grew up on this game. When this game came out in what, like 2008, 2009, something like that. I grew up on this game. This was my very first Resident Evil game that I actually played all the way through. I played Resident Evil 4 a little bit with one of my friends that I grew up with on his Xbox when he had it. So I played that on that, but I didn't really play it all the way through. So this was my first real whole Resident Evil experience. I really like the Resident Evil franchise. I think that, for the nostalgia for this, it deserves some credit. But the trophies, oh man, there's just the trophies for this game, while not, I guess, difficult, are just super annoying. Like, platinuming this game almost ruined it for me. I just, this game, I think, holds a lot of, sentimental value for me, but platinuming it was really not too fun. So I think we're gonna put this one, I don't want to say D tier, because I don't think it was D tier level. I don't think it was that bad. But I think maybe we're going to keep it at the end of C tier. So like all the way at the end. It's definitely the bottom of C tier. Alright, next we have House Flipper 2. This one, not a difficult game. Some of the trophies are kind of annoying, but not really too much. I mean, the painting one was like top of the mountain or something like that, where you got to paint a certain distance. That one was a little annoying. That was literally my last trophy. Having done everything in the game, that was the last one. So that shows that one is definitely a pretty grindy one, but not a hard platinum at all. It really is a really chill experience. You just sort of shut your brain off, where you can let your creativity run wild, with renovating houses and creating your own projects and stuff like that. So definitely not a bad game. I can definitely see why people like this simulator game. I'm not huge into simulator games, just to be transparent. So, and with saying that, I'm going to have to give this one a B tier. It really wasn't a bad experience at all. Maybe a little longer than I would have liked, but the actual platinum experience, I'm definitely going to have to leave this one in B tier. Maybe on a lower end B tier, but still a pretty solid experience. All right. Moving on to Battlefield trophies now. So I did a lot of these back to back. I had some progress in some of the games. But we have Battlefield Hardline up first. This one, man, I played the crap out of Hardline when it came out. If you've been around my channel, for way back when, over a decade ago, when this game came out, when I was posting about it, I don't have none of my videos up anymore for that. But if you were around my channel when I was posting the Battlefield Hardline, you understand. Trophies, sort of average. The story is where the majority of the trophies are going to be, and it wasn't hard. Story mode was, somewhat enjoyable. Maybe not as good as I remember it when I was younger, but still pretty solid experience. Multiplayer trophies, these, especially in 2025, the multiplayer trophies are a nightmare. Specifically because almost no one plays this game, and the people that do play this game are the nerdiest of the nerds to ever nerd. Okay, so trophy experience, I'm definitely going to have to give this one a C tier. We're going to put it just above Resident Evil 5 for that. So, but yeah, definitely a C tier experience. Alright, next we have Battlefield 1. One of the GOATs for Battlefield and Platinums, in my opinion. Definitely another top 5 for sure. Again, if you've been around my channel, way back when for Battlefield Hardline, you know Battlefield 1 also. I loved this game. I still love this game. This has got to be, hands down, probably the best, if not very close second, of the best Battlefield games ever made. For sure. Platinum experience is absolutely no different. It is awesome. Playing the story and getting the trophies is awesome. The multiplayer stuff is awesome, and because people actually still play this game, there's no issues with obtaining any of these trophies. I did play the multiplayer with my bud as well. All the Battlefield games I played with my friend. It's the same friend. Whenever I say I'm playing with a friend, all these games, it's the same guy. So yeah, so shout out to him. He knows who he is. I'm not gonna say it just because out of respect for him. But this one, I think we're definitely gonna have to put in an A tier as well. All right, next we have Battlefield 5. This one, it would have been a lot better if it weren't for the massive amount of glitch trophies. There is, I think, like 10 glitch trophies for this game, and there isn't that many trophies to begin with. I think there's only like 30 something trophies. So having a hefty chunk of the trophy list being glitched really sets it off. Really sets it off. I still really enjoy Battlefield 5. It may not be as good as some of the other Battlefields, but I don't believe that at least a lot of the hate that this game got originally when it came out, a lot of it due to the marketing and stuff like that, I don't believe it deserved, all of that entirely, especially, after what it evolved to. I think it became a much better game, later in its life cycle. So, but for the trophy experience, campaign mixed with multiplayer stuff, because of the glitch trophies, I'm going to put this one right under Hardline because of the glitch trophies. All right, breaking up Battlefield just a little bit here, we have Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. I mean, what can I say? This is the best Far Cry game ever made. This was a joy to play, especially because for me, it was the first time I actually played the entire game to completion. Before, when I played it on Xbox, way back when it came out, I never actually finished it. Don't really know why, but finishing it, great story, super fun to play. The trophies are really fun to go for, especially because a lot of it is, like just kill based and collectible. Collectibles are, not super fun, especially because there's quite a few of them in this game. But, traversal, the guns, the enemies, the animals, all of that just like crazy chaos sandbox really makes for an amazing experience. So this one I'm going to have to put in a B tier. All right, now we have Battlefield 2042. All right, I'm going to have to put like an all right counter. How many times I've said that already. Anyway, this game is definitely one of the worst Battlefields. It may not be the worst Battlefield. It's probably pretty close. It just seems like there's a huge trend with Battlefields where they come out, there's a whole bunch of issues, it's a mess, and then they fix it later on. The game itself, I don't think is super bad. It definitely doesn't feel like Battlefield, at times. So, this one's definitely going to be a lower one, especially because this one does also have some glitch trophies. And if it weren't for, I guess, just, pure luck, I wouldn't actually have this trophy, this platinum, because I was missing the tier 1 vehicle trophy. I had done it multiple times, kept doing it, just stayed glitched, didn't want to pop, and I almost lost faith in this game. I mean, I pretty much did lose faith in it. The only reason that I got it is because I was helping my friend, my buddy, get his platinum, because I said, you know what, it's fine. I don't get the platinum. It's cool. I'm going to help you do it. Okay. And while we were doing it, I think he was almost one trophy off as well. But he didn't have any issues. I don't think all of his stuff worked out good. But if it weren't for me continuing to play the game and then I just kind of gave up and then it just randomly popped, I was so beyond ecstatic because I really didn't want to have to put the amount of time that I did into this game and not get the payoff. I put a ridiculous amount of time into this game for the platinum, especially because Hazard Zone is absolutely atrocious. This one, I think overall, this one is absolutely I'm gonna say this one's a D tier. This one has got to be a D tier. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I mean I don't really know what else to say. It was not. The trophies were not fun to do. All right, coming to an end here. I'm not sure why those two are still there, but because they're right there. Anyway, Battlefield 6. Uh, this was my very first platinum video that I made. I absolutely love Battlefield 6. I think it's fantastic. Do I think it's the absolute best Battlefield game ever made? Probably not. It's definitely one of the better ones, absolutely for sure. And it is a huge return to form for the franchise. I think that they did a lot of things right with this game, and based off of the player base and all the copies that they showed, they sold it absolutely verifies that. So in terms of trophies, it really wasn't too difficult. Quite a bit of story related trophies, quite a bit of multiplayer trophies. Because I did the multiplayer trophies when the game is brand new, it's fresh. It wasn't difficult. There wasn't any sort of like area where I was like, oh man, no one's playing this game mode because this game is like 7 years old and there's a bunch of other Battlefields out now, like with the older ones. Wasn't any of those issues. So I think for when I played it, depending on maybe in the next few years what happens, depending on the next Battlefield game, anything like that, it might fall into one of these where it becomes a little more difficult. I don't think there was any glitch trophies. There might have been one or two. I didn't experience any glitches myself, but for the overall trophy experience, I'm gonna say it's probably a mid. We're gonna say, I think we're just gonna put it at the end of B tier. This one really isn't in any order. I'll clean that one up. So, but yeah, definitely not a bad experience, especially right now when the game is hot. Definitely worth going for. All right, now that I've fixed it up a little bit, we have one game left, and you know what? I'm gonna make one more adjustment. I don't really know what to say. This game has got to be the worst platinum experience that I've probably ever had, not just this year, but probably ever had. I truly and wholeheartedly loathe this game. I really can't explain it in a way that makes sense. There is just something about Skate that pulls out the darkest demons inside of me, and it is an absolute miracle that my PlayStation is even alive right now. All right. At the time of recording this, I just finished this platinum, and I cannot tell you how quickly this game got uninstalled from my console. Just to be safe, I kind of want to throw away my PlayStation and go buy a new one, just so that I can say that Skate has never touched that PlayStation. That is how much I truthfully loathe this game. Now, for anyone who likes this game, that's fantastic. I have nothing but love and support for you, okay? But my experience with this game is by far the worst. The absolute worst. The very last trophy that I'm sure every single person will get, okay? The, what was it? 11,000 or some shit like that, 11,000 score. Absolutely atrocious. And a completely unnecessary grind. Especially because even though I played this game from day one when it came out, I played it day one. It was so dry. before the first season came out. So dry. There was absolutely nothing to do aside from the weak story with ridiculous characters that really has no connection to the original Skate games at all. Even after the first season came out, now it's season 2 at the time of me finishing this, there was still literally nothing to do. I don't really know what to say. The map is abysmal. It is completely lackluster. And in my opinion, it felt like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's a skill issue. It felt like doing tricks was wildly inconsistent. I would look at the pad, the little circle on the screen. I would watch it do the trick, the little line, my little line, and the trick that was performed was something completely different. Completely different. So I don't know what's going on with there. I've played this game now on 3 different controllers, so it's, at least for me, it's not a controller issue. Might just be a skill issue. Don't know. Okay? But this game is horrible. It's horrible. And I put it in its completely own category. I moved Battlefield 2042 out of it because even as bad as 2042 is, it really doesn't need to be connected to this absolute garbage. Garbage. Anyway, with that, there's the list. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have played any of these games, platinumed any of them, what would your list be? What do you think deserve to be in S tier? What do you think deserve to be at the bottom? What's any sort of, configuration that you guys would do with my list? Go ahead, leave that in the comments below. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Anyways, I hope you all have an amazing day.